Okay, rolling. Well, g'day everyone. Welcome back to the channel, Better Guitar Than Yesterday, where you get to watch me get better at guitar than I was yesterday. And, quite possibly you might learn a thing or two and get better at your instrument as well. But to be perfectly honest, that's not where my focus is at the moment. I'm just not sure, how much, I want to invest in that project. So it's going to be sort of 98.5% about me at this point in time, the time of recording, which is the 12th of January 2023. A couple of public service announcements in this episode. I want to talk about practice. I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. I'll show you, a bit of a montage of as we go of things I've been practicing this week and, trying to get under my fingers on the guitar and, my approach to that. I suppose the thing about this channel is what I want to talk about or what I want the theme to be is kind of not so much, learning the stuff because there's, like as I've said in previous episodes, there's so much content out there about, how to play this, how to learn that. It's more about your attitude and especially as an older person, and I'm not, I'm not on the young side, I'm on the older side. There's less years down there than there are down there, I think, maybe. But anyway, so, I want to talk about that. And sort of that's going to be the theme is how to practice a craft like music, like guitar, when you're 40, when you're 45, when you're 50, 55, 60, that sort of thing. And you might have struggled and you've got a bit of a blockage there and you want to move past it and your self-confidence needs a bit of a kick in the backside. That's what I'm here to do, all right? That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm here to do to myself. That's what I'm hopefully going to do for you. So this week, finding the time to practice. I mean, that's the question that us as Gen Xers, I reckon most of my audience will be probably just me, but I'm a Gen Xer. So, we got responsibilities. We got kids. Some of us older Gen Xers are probably even freaking grandparents. I know one American friend who is this week. Congratulations, Sean. Anyway, so where to find the time to practice? So I want to talk about this in another episode, which I will prepare more thoroughly than this one. Often it just comes down to 10 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day, and a stack of notebooks and a good old pen, and fortunately we've got phones. We've got phones with a little stopwatch timer and just grabbing 10 minutes there, 5 minutes there, and trying to sort of separate that from your work and just cutting it off, being able to just cutting it off completely and having really laser-like focus when you're practicing something. So this week, for example, I got a request to learn Schism by Tool from an old childhood friend, and I was like, awesome, fantastic, just what I needed. So I sort of dived into that and I went straight to the drum kit. I didn't go to the bass riff, the iconic bass riff. I went straight to the drum kit. I thought, this has got to be learnt. The rhythm is everything about Tool. Okay, the odd time, the crazy drum beats, Danny Carey, absolute, virtuoso on the drum kit. That's where it's at. So that's what I went straight to. So I'll splice in a bit of stuff there, maybe over the top of this. Of me learning Schism. So that's what I've done this week. I learnt, I got that diminished lick at the end of Leper Affinity guitar solo. Yep. I listened to it, got the harmonised guitar part.
It's pretty close.
Hopefully I can splice that in as well. I haven't got my guitar here now because I just wanted to put something out there. I was talking to Cameron, I'll just put in my edits during the week. So it's just been a busy week. So, a lot of stuff happening on the farm. I've been trying to get up early and do all my sheep work and, drafting and weighing and carting lambs back to the paddock and, trying to rest my wrist, because I got a sore wrist from, just doing all the, stuff I was doing on the fretboard and also just from weighing the lambs, physically at work. So, I had to sort of take a break from playing anything for a few days and just let that rest. So sometimes practicing means not doing anything, all right? And just thinking about music and just listening to music. So that's when I listen to, when I was resting, that's when I listened to Tool. I just listened to it all week. Richard, if you're watching. So, I listened to Lateralus to get that, right in my bones, that whole album, that whole sound, that whole everything. And, I can't believe I've neglected Tool. Like, what an amazing band. Thank you, Richard, for reminding me of that. I'll talk about that more in another episode when we look at Schism. But, amazing track, amazing album, amazing band. So another thing is, I suppose this week, a bit of a public service announcement I've got to make. So we've had intensive swimming training for the kids, and that's been running in the local pool. And really important. So parents, PSA, because of COVID, we've unfortunately, got this bit of a gap, generational gap in swimming training, and that'd be not just here in Australia, but I imagine everywhere, of course. So, so parents, I know you're onto it, but get those kids into swimming training because, with COVID and all that, we've missed this critical time, and I really don't want to see a generation of kids whose swimming skills are poor and, God forbid, represented in the drowning statistics. So get those kids learn to swim, and even if you can't get into a proper course, get them down there yourself and just get them to dog paddle and just get them used to the water. So that's where my head's been at this week. So not a lot of guitar stuff, but I just wanted to get something down and get something out there. So anyway, I'll another thing I've been thinking about, and I've been leaving it a couple of weeks into New Year's, but I'm gonna quit swearing on the channel. It's just gone on a bit too long, and I just don't think swearing. I'm just thinking it doesn't add any value, and I'm not being a prude. It's just that let's save swearing for, I don't know, welding in gumboots, or having an unintentional meeting between your thumb and a hammer. Save swearing for those moments. It's kind of abrasive, and unless it adds something, it's like, well, what is it doing? What is it doing? So it loses impact for when you really need it, like you lose a leg or something, So, So anyway, every time I swear, I'm gonna have a teaspoon of vinegar. So that's my New Year's resolution. I try and leave New Year's resolutions at least a couple of weeks into New Year, because otherwise it's like, New Year's Day, I'm gonna do this to fucking this. Oops, see, even teaspoon of vinegar. And you just don't stick to it. So you got to think about it. And look, I am going to quit swearing and drinking a little bit in that order. Yes. And we'll see how we go. Anyway, Huru, over and out, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.